Hey guys, what's up? Miles here with the commentary with Tony, and who's doing the game plan, and I'm doing the commentating. This map is Hydro. We're doing TDM, right?
Yep.
TDM, I knew that. Tony's class is a
Vector KID with a target finder and a suppressor.
And your secondary would be
5.7 with the reflex.
hell yeah, all day, every day. Alright, so today we're gonna do something a bit different than what we usually do on our channel, even though we've only had 2 videos, so I don't know if you'd say usually, but whatevs. We are going to do a story time, yay. First off, I'm gonna say, before I get into the story, you may or may not have noticed that this is now in HD. If you're not watching in HD, watch in HD, come on, do it, you know you want to. I'm gonna give you 2 seconds to watch in HD. Ready? 1, okay. The reason it's in HD, sorry, I kind of like lost my train of thought and derailed there. The reason it's in HD, we did not get an HD PVR. We are working towards that goal, but it has not happened yet, unfortunately. I am using my DSLR, which is a very nice camera. For those of you who don't know what that phrase means, I could say that, but that would make me seem like a fat nerd. So, back to the story. Some background info before we get into this. I know you guys are like, tell me the story. But, yeah, I was a weird child. I will leave you with that. Alright, so one day, I was watching West Side Story. I know, what a badass. West Side Story. I'm cool. And there was a knife scene. And there's like, they're having a rumble. That's what they called it in the 50s, for those of you who haven't seen it. They're having a rumble, and they took out their switchblades, and they were, like, knifing each other in the throat holes. And I really liked this scene. I don't know why. I did, though. So, me and my old friend Sal, this is in 5th grade, by the way, so keep that in mind. This would be weird if it wasn't, but me and my old friend Sal, we would, like, make fists, and then pretend like we were holding switchblades, and we would shank each other. We would have like knife fights. We would like be on the benches and balance and have knife fights, and like we'd have knife fights everywhere. So that was a sneeze. That was another sneeze. But yeah, so we would have fake knife fights. It was really stupid. I don't know why we did this. But one day, after coming home from my 3rd grandparent's house, because I have like 4 grandparents, because there's another sneeze, because my granddad is a playa. But yeah, so I don't remember whether or not I stole the knife or if I took it, but yeah, I took a pocket knife from my grandma. This isn't a big knife, you know. No, it wasn't a big deal. I just thought it was cool because I wasn't in Boy Scouts at the time, but I was, and I thought it was cool. So I decided one day, because I have a lack of judgment, I decided that it would be a good idea, because I like realistic things, like, which is why I prefer Battlefield over Call of Duty. I have nothing wrong with Call of Duty, just Battlefield is more realistic to me, which is why I like it. No hate, don't hate, appreciate. But I have nothing wrong with Call of Duty. Call of Duty rocks, just the same. Anyways, so I wanted to kind of like make our fake knife fights more realistic in a way. So I decided I thought it would be a good idea to bring my pocket knife to school to show Sal how thin the blade was and how inaccurate our knife fighting was. Like I said, I was a weird kid. I don't know why I was stupid enough to think this was a good idea, or why I don't even think I would have the guts to do that these days. But yeah, so I put the knife in my backpack, I smuggle it to school, and I don't know, this kid Khalil, this Arab kid Khalil, who I'm cool with now, but at the time he was a bit annoying, not gonna lie, or not a bit, he was super fucking annoying. He saw me, I forgot what I was doing. I was like taking it out. I was either taking the knife out or I was like showing it to someone. Some stupid shit, I don't know. And he saw me taking it out, and I see him. as he's watching me take it out, and he starts to run the opposite direction. I'm like, fuck, that's not good. So I'm like, Khalil, no, like as I'm putting it in my backpack. So of course he runs to the office and tells the office that I brought a knife to school. So obviously they come find me, they bring me in. The principal and I had a very serious talk in which she brought out the big rule book, and she's like, yeah, section 15, plot A reveals that the I don't know what I'm getting into, but yeah, she brought out the book, and she said that by California state law or some shit, that I had to be suspended. So they suspended me for 3 days to a week, I forget which. I have a bad memory. They suspended me, and I had to go to the whole board meeting and all of this, which I met with the superintendent, and they had done all this like investigation with like the knife. They photocopied it for some reason. I don't know why. Or I guess it makes more sense now, but I don't want to get into that because I want to continue the story. So they showed me the knife, and they're like, yeah, so if it was any bigger, you would have been expelled, but because it was little, you are lucky. And yeah, so they let me go. I was in tears at this point. I was kind of a wuss in 5th grade, not gonna lie. And I kind of cried because I was scared that my parents were going to beat the living shit out of me. Not literally, because that would be child abuse, but I was scared crapless that my mom was gonna be like never talk to me again. But you know, she did. She obviously was pissed and was yelling at me, and the car ride home was awful because I had to endure the pain of the lecture that she gave me, and then when my dad got home, it was a worse lecture. Lots of yelling that day. I'll just clear that up. But yeah, so I came back to school, and my dad tells me not to be pissed at this Khalil kid because he's the reason why I almost got expelled and didn't see any of my friends for possibly the rest of my life. But so yeah, I came back to school. Of course I was pissed at him. Yeah. But yeah, we're cool now because I don't know why. But yeah, that's my story. Hope you guys liked it. Some things coming up on the channel. Hopefully we'll get that dazzle thing like I said earlier. Yeah, which would mean I don't think it's HD, but at least I wouldn't have to set up a camera on a tripod. So yeah, if you like that story, don't forget to leave it a like and or favorite. If you like the channel, think I should do more, subscribe, and don't forget to leave a comment on what you think of this video. Thanks for watching, guys. This is Ultimate Gaming. Goodbye.